WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly,
the longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio.
And he's obviously Michael Cole.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Talking wrestling.
Yeah.
Because that's what this show's about. That's what we've been doing for over 16 years.
No. It's about sports entertainment.
And now here are your hosts of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon and Lucas DeSangro.
Will you stop marking out over there?
Sorry.
Move over, kid. I'm taking your microphone.
You're shallow, you know that?
I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. I don't remember what the hell I do anymore. There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Alongside Lucas Twitch DeSangro, I'm Fearon Derry. And man, finally recovered after the marathon that was SummerSlam.
But what a marathon it was.
It most certainly was. We'll get into all of that coming up here over the course of the hour, and quite a bit of news to get into as well. Let's, I guess, start right off with SummerSlam and the predictions that certainly went awry.
Oh, you said it.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I had a good start, and then everything else just went to. Well, yeah. To expletives.
Yeah, it went into a handbasket. We'll put it that way.
Sure.
You don't know that expression?
Not really.
No?
Explain it to me during the break.
Should.
That's the running gag.
Is that the running gag now?
I'll tell you during the break.
Good grief.
Easy there, Charlie Brown.
Well, no, good grief, it's a running gag. I was actually more of a Muppet Show reference. Yeah, but she's my myth. No, myth. Yes. Yeah, look at me referencing a almost 40-year-old movie now.
I mean, what else is new?
Yeah, true.
I reference them too, though, so that's good. I've been well educated with that. Indoctrinated, perhaps.
That's certainly a good way of putting it. Anyway, yes, back to the SummerSlams here. So yeah, things kicking off with what turned out to unintentionally be an empty arena match.
Yes.
Yes, the six-man tag of the Hardys and Jason Jordan against The Miz, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel, the Miz-Tourage. The reason that it was a borderline empty arena match is that the pre-show, the 2-hour pre-show, kicked off at 5 o'clock. The doors to the Barclays Center in Brooklyn opened at 5 o'clock. And
funny how that works out.
And with the intensive security that they had there, it took a little bit for people to get to their seats. So
it was sort of like WrestleMania. What was it? 32 last year or 2 years ago now? I don't know.
It would have been last year, a year and a half ago almost.
People were like still trying to get into the stadium, and they were chanting because they couldn't see anything. And it was like the Divas match. It was like Brie Bella's last match, and barely anybody was in the stadium at that point.
Maybe that's something that they'll reevaluate before Mania in New Orleans this coming April.
I'm not sure.
But needless to say, The Miz and the Miz-Tourage ended up winning, and we looked like fools for picking on the opposite of that.
Yes, we were our picks were obsolete.
There it is.
Yes.
I'm going to have some scrubbing to do on this one. All right, and then the...
how is that going to be edited out?
No, it's not going to be edited out. It's going to be splicey splice for droppage later.
Scrubbage. Usually scrubbage means cleaning it up. Means...
Moving on.
Yeah.
Neville,
like that's going to be.
Neville regaining the Cruiserweight Championship 6 days after losing it, beating Akira Tozawa in the one pre-show match that either of us got. Well, the one that you got right and none that I got right. Foreshadowing.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I thought that was going to be a good night for me, and then no, not at all.
No, it definitely did not go well.
Very poor judgment.
Yeah. Yeah, what was going through our heads at that point?
Not a damn thing.
Yes! Drew doesn't do a damn thing.
There we go.
Just reading the cards. Ah, ha, ha. Then it comes back out. Not a damn.
There you go. Way to explain the backdrop to that from
Whose
Whose
Line
Lines It
reference.
Anyway.
Oh
I
my
figured
God.
you'd appreciate that.
Yes, because I was watching that scene from A Hat the other night.
Ah, very good. And yes, the Usos beating New Day to win the SmackDown tag titles. It was a night of title changes. There were certainly a lot of them, with a little bit of foreshadowing there. And then I'm hoping that as you were toiling away at your gainful employment, that you had a chance to at least peek at this.
Yes,
the commercial.
Oh yeah, I liked it. It was some sort of charm to it. I just didn't expect the ending to it, but I enjoyed the commercial.
With the audition, the different auditions to be the next Colonel Sanders.
And then Heath Slater comes in with a chicken outfit, and he's like, "I got kids, man." I'm like, "Yeah." Not the kids part, but I can relate to I need the work.
Yeah.
I'm broke.
But yes, for those who missed it, the new Colonel for the KFC spots is none other than, dare we say, HBKFC? Yeah, Shawn
Is he really
Michaels.
going to, for the next spots, or are they just going to show that, or what's...
I'm guessing they're just going to show that, because that was certainly enough of a moment.
He just, did a surf on the table. And talk about an easy payday for Shawn Michaels. He's never going to wrestle another match, but it's like, oh, you want me to dress up as a colonel and, dance around like I usually... How much... Yeah, check cleared? Yeah, sure, I'll do it. I don't care.
Yeah, it's like, I don't have to give a sweet chin music to anybody. All right, I'm good. Sold.
Yeah.
Then on to the main card.
Well, no, nobody had to sell because he didn't give a sweet chin.
Oh, goodness. The state of you. All right. Moving on to the main cards. John Cena pinning Baron Corbin. As I said, Law Cena wins. The first one I got right of the night.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was the last 4 SummerSlams Cena lost. So I thought he was, that seems like the time. He and Undertaker have the worst SummerSlam records.
But on the same token, The Undertaker had the best WrestleMania record.
Yeah, well, Cena always wins at WrestleMania. Well, not always, but he usually wins at WrestleMania. One-on-one matches, from what I can think of, he hasn't lost. Let's see. 20 was him and Big Show. 21 was him and JBL. He won those 2. 22, him and Triple H for the championship. They won. 23, him versus Shawn Michaels. Won. 24, he lost, but it was a triple threat match between Orton and Triple H. 25, he won the triple threat match between Big Show and Edge. 26, he beat Batista. 27, well, actually, no, 27 he lost. That was the main event against The Miz. He was 28, lost. Okay. 29, won. 30, he won. 31, won.
At the speed that you're going in this, I hope you're not expecting me to keep track.
Yeah, no. At 32,
right,
he did not. 33, he did win. He's got a pretty good WrestleMania record as opposed to his SummerSlam record. He's lost most of his matches.
He is more losses than victories, that's for sure.
Actually, the funny thing was, at when the losing streak started was the night, the SummerSlam after he beat all the Nexus. So if he had lost to Corbin, it would have been a loss for every single member of the Nexus that he had beaten that night. Yeah.
Revenge.
Not quite.
Not quite. Meanwhile, over to the SmackDown Women's Championship, new champion Natalya, winning one for the home and native land.
Yep.
And surprising both of us.
And screwing up my prediction.
And then, of course, the Battle of the Bigs. Big Cass beating Big Show. Although, his week didn't exactly turn out so great after that, but we'll get into that a little bit later. And then, how about the quick match of Randy Orton and Rusev?
Yeah, what was up with that?
I don't know. Maybe they knew that the fans weren't going to want to be treated to a chinlock fest.
Oh, jeez.
Or so the interwebs have said.
That's too good. But that goes to prove that how ironically liked that Rusev is. It's not that I don't like Rusev, but people would cheer for Rusev only because usually he'd be going up against John Cena or people that they didn't like, or Roman Reigns. That's when they would cheer Rusev.
And remember the 2015 Rumble?
Yeah,
everybody was
yeah. They were
Rusev
they were only cheering
Hulk
for
Hogan
him
at that point.
Yeah, no, they were only cheering for him Well, I mean, 2015, Hulk Hogan wasn't exactly...
Well, okay, not at that point, but I mean Hulk Hogan in his prime.
Yeah. But, like, yeah, you're only cheering... And that sort of hurts him a little bit, because now he loses this match, and now he and Lana have supposedly asked for their release.
Allegedly, yeah. Moving on here, let's see. Sasha Banks beating Alexa Bliss to win the Raw Women's Championship. So that's now 4 title changes.
Yeah.
And that would be 4 out of 5. We'll tell you the other one in just a moment here. Finn Balor beating Bray Wyatt. We got that pick right. Ambrose and Seth Rollins defeating Sheamus and Cesaro to win the Raw Tag Titles, but not without a casualty of a beach ball.
Yes, that. I almost started cheering for Sheamus and Cesaro after that, because just fantastic. I love it. I love it when they take back an obnoxious crowd.
Well, I feel like, and this is something, I mean, this could probably just be a topic that takes up a whole show in its own, in that for a while, WWE has kind of they've fed that proverbial beast, and they've almost encouraged that crowd hijack type behavior that has now extended over from not just the night after WrestleMania, but now the night after SummerSlam.
Well, of course, but I don't know, they haven't as much encouraged it as they have just been like, well, there's not really anything we can do about it. They don't want to encourage anybody to do a wave during a main event match and not pay attention to the wrestlers. But it's more of, there's not really anything we can do. That's why they call when there's a crowd of hardcore fans, like a Brooklyn, a Philadelphia crowd, a WrestleMania crowd, a SummerSlam crowd, or any crowd in Canada or the UK, it's referred to as Bizarro Land.
But on the same token, they've gotten to the point of laughing it off as opposed to, I don't know,
Well, how else are you able to handle it when you're on commentary? You can't just start, like, bashing the fans and everything.
No, but I think there's there's a tactful way to say that, maybe something along the lines of, the passion of this crowd, while appreciated, doesn't necessarily reflect the majority of the WWE universe, or I don't know.
So you think, but how is that going to go over with those crowds if they're presented with a disclaimer for those crowds? Like they're being given the disclaimer. Don't you think they're going to go even harder after that?
What, to get even more recognition or lack of recognition?
Yeah, because they want to hijack the show. And it's not that I'm not saying they're not encouraging it, but they can't. It was almost more of like there's not really anything we can do about it sort of thing. But now they've banned beach balls, which is good.
So it's not like you don't see something like this. I mean, 20 years ago it was the laser pen things.
Yeah.
I was going to say 20 years ago you weren't alive, so there's not much of a point of reference other than
if
maybe
you just
old,
had waited a year to make that reference, I would have technically.
Yeah, but it's not like you were,
having any memories? Yeah, no, I know.
Exactly. Meanwhile, AJ Styles beating Kevin Owens to retain the United States title, and Jinder Mahal pinning Shinsuke Nakamura to retain the WWE Championship. And how about Brock Lesnar?
That was a great main event. And you know what? It was 4 big guys. I mean, yes, Samoa Joe was there, and he's like an indie darling, but that match was great. Like, oh my God. That was one of the best main events I've seen in a while for SummerSlam. Let's see. 2014 was the one with, like, Lesnar and Orton was, I didn't like the ending to that. It got people talking, but it wasn't like, I don't know. I don't like the main event ending in a no contest for like a big 4 pay-per-view.
Fair enough.
Whereas this, like right off the gate, they just it was a different kind of spot fest. It was almost like the right kind of spot fest. Like they were just trying to destroy each other.
It had that Haas mentality.
It had that big fight feel mentality. It really did. It had like that feeling of a holy crap, this is definitely a main event. Like, Orton versus Lesnar was a big deal, but it didn't feel like as big as Lesnar versus Joe versus Orton versus Roman versus Braun. Whereas, like, last year's big match was like Balor versus Rollins felt like a lot bigger than... Or even Styles versus Cena had more of a big fight feel in the main event last year.
But yeah, Brock, that's one of the, seems like one of the few that I got right, but I kind of balanced out. I kind of got a little bit of momentum toward the end. We ended up both being around 500. 7 and 6 for myself, 6 and 7 for you, so the lead goes to 6 now for the year. 53 and 30 for myself, 47 and 36 for your picks so far for 2017, but still plenty of pay-per-views to go, including the next one, which the main event has already been announced, and we'll tell you what that is coming up on the other side here. We'll also get to look at the local scene with Ed from Northeast Philly, and a ton more news and notes as well, a Ric Flair health update, and some political aspirations. No, we're not going that political. And also we'll tell you more about Big Cass and how his week went from good to not so good. All that and more. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
You need a plan as you get closer to retirement. A plan that will take you from where you are now to the retirement you've always dreamed about. The first step on that path is to tune into the What's Your Wealth Strategy Show with Mark Freed every Tuesday morning at 9:30. Mark is the president of TFG Wealth Management. You only retire once, but Mark helps people retire every day. Don't miss the What's Your Wealth Strategy Show with Mark Freed every Tuesday morning at 9:30 on WBCB 1490.
Brain, spine, and back disorders are life-changing, often leaving you alone to seek answers only to be rushed through an assembly line office. The compassionate doctors at Princeton Brain and Spine Care have a mission. It's their duty and goal to treat your condition with the care that you deserve and with the care that you need to get better. At Princeton Brain and Spine Care, your quality of life is their best reward. Visit them online at PrincetonBrainandSpine.com or call 215-741-3141.
Connor and the Shawnee football team. Watch all our games video streamed at WBCB1490.com and brought to you by the Faulkner Auto Group at 4437 East Street Road, Feasterville, Trevose, PA 19053.
You won't see termites crawling across your floor, but thousands might be devouring the wood in your walls, weakening the structure of your home. For over 50 years, termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley has been in the exterminating business. If you think you have a pest problem, they're the experts. Call them today at 215-639-5455. That's 215-639-5455 for TPPC. Termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley gives your home or business peace of mind, knowing your pest problem is in their hands. Located at 1560 Bristol Pike in Bensalem, they use only EPA-approved material applied by licensed technicians. Call Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley at 215-639-5455.
He's got the Luigi death stare from Fearon, so he might have to...
I didn't give you the Luigi death stare. That's not true.
You're breaking kayfabe.
Breaking kayfabe. Gonna break something else during this commercial.
There we go.
All
That's
right.
what I like to see.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your hosts, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Are we getting into that controversy again?
I know how it feels, and it's not fun.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here alongside Lucas Twitch DeSangro. Fresh off of lots of work.
Yeah. I'm extremely tired.
You're running on empty like the Jackson Browne song of the same name.
Running. That was such. What I like about that song and most of the songs that I actually enjoy is they're on the Forrest Gump soundtrack. That and Sugar Pie Honey Bunch by the Four Tops, I believe. Yes. Can't help myself.
You most certainly can't.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some. Actually, you know what? We'll spare the. We'll hold off on the news and notes. Let's get to the look at the local scene, courtesy of Ed from Northeast Philly, who's been hanging on. Oh, I guess we lost Ed there.
Okay.
Well, I think that might be him buzzing back here. We'll see about that in just a moment here. Okay. Yep. We'll go to. Let's try this again. Take 2.
Hello.
Ed, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
I accidentally hung up on myself.
Stranger things have happened. Lucas can attest to that. Anyway, what's on your mind?
Anyway, the hybrid wrestling is this tonight. Returns to Eddystone, Pennsylvania.
Alrighty, hybrid for those in the Eddystone area.
Oh, I have that backwards. It's October 30th.
Okay, that's still a couple of months out. All right.
Right. I was looking at another. I had it backwards. Tonight was another show called KCW in Darby Rec Center in Darby, Pennsylvania.
Okay, out in Darby, gotcha.
Coco Beware and Gene Snitsky with a 6 p.m. bell time.
Ah, very nice.
Triple WA in Quakertown tonight with a 7 p.m. bell time at the farmers market.
That's right. They're up at the Q Mart.
And that's about it.
Yeah, a lot of local stuff going on here. I know I feel remiss for not mentioning it. Well, actually, I was going to say I didn't find out word about it until after the show last week. But local independent wrestler Aaron Gainey, better known as the Nigerian Nightmare, passing away last Saturday. He was battling some kidney issues. He was 43 years of age. And in fact, his memorial service is today. I'm gonna.
Wasn't that part of the tag team of Nigerian Nightmares?
Yes, yeah. I mean, he wrestled solo as the Nigerian Nightmare and also in the tag team. But yeah, Aaron Gainey, well known and beloved throughout the Philadelphia community in terms of professional wrestling, and I've had the chance to work with him on a few occasions. Some of the Madman Moose Moretti shows, more than a few years ago. Also with Completely Damaged and RC, I know we've worked together on a few different things there, and Aaron even recently popped down to the Monster Factory a couple of months ago.
And I ran into your buddy Apter, Bill Apter.
Oh yes, Bill Apter. His wrestling fix, I didn't even know it was broken.
He said he's going to get in contact with you in the next few weeks or months.
Yeah, I'm the worst when it comes to outreaching and things like that. But slowly but surely, in fact, here we go. I've been painstakingly working on. I've actually caught up on. For those who may have missed them, I've got archives of the episodes of this show uploaded to YouTube, including a six-pack this morning here, including, ironically enough, leading off with This Remote is Broken, ... Goblet. From when we were at the Broken Goblet back on July 22nd, as well as the other episodes leading up to last week's are uploaded, and I'll see if I can get today's squared away a little bit later today for those who may have missed it here now.
It will be wonderful, delightful.
Twitch definitely is also broken today.
Oh my God! You couldn't even put me back together with Gorilla Glue. I've been up since 4 a.m. I just zero fricks given, as Steven Cutler of NXT would say.
And as I would say, welcome to my world. Because that's me on like a weekly basis here on a Saturday.
There's some sort of, in a way, there's a surreal sort of clarity.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
That's.
Have a nice holiday.
Holiday. Well, I was gonna say next weekend's the Labor Day holiday. You're getting ahead of yourself here.
At the same time, we're gonna be too tired to acknowledge anything because we got a big show at the MFPW that day.
Yes, we do. You're certainly right about that. And now's a good time as any to give that a mention. That's right. The MFPW returning to the world famous Monster Factory at 541 Mancho Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey, next Saturday night for a Labor Day bash. That's right, you'll see Ring of Honor star Cheeseburger battle Soriano for the MF Live Championship. Also, Delirious faces LSG for the Supersonic Championship.
Ooh, that's going to be a...
That will be very interesting, to say the least.
That's going to be entertaining.
Health permitting to have the call on that. The Money in the Miles put up their tag titles against the Kingdom.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Kingdom is forever, but... but can you say the same for the Money in the Miles tag team title reign? They've been on a roll as of late, to reference Falaba, one of his signature moves.
Yes, the Panda Express has taken them very far as the reigning defending tag team champions of the MFPW since, actually, it's closing in on 11 months that they've... it'll be 11 months by the time they defend them next week that they've held the titles.
One of their best matches was a couple months ago with the real-life heels. Unfortunate how that ended, but holy crap, what a match. And I was fortunate enough to sit ringside as the guest timekeeper for the show.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Also, Mikey Webb defends the MFPW Heavyweight Championship against Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Holy crap.
And Sage Matthews challenges the aforementioned Punishment Martinez, half of the real-life heels. All that and more 1 week from tonight at the MFPW Arena, 541 Mancho Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. Tickets available now at eventbrite.com. And make sure to check out the MFPW and all things Monster Factory on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, plus at monsterfactory.org. Plus, make sure to check out past matches, bios, bloopers, and the recently released episodes of Monday Night Monsters, which you can see following Raw every Monday night, the newest episode uploaded at the mfnetwork.com.
Also, Danny Cage's interview series, Rattle My Cage, is up. There's first 3 episodes with LSG, Royal Money, and Chad Kensington.
Yeah, a lot of different content up there. You definitely want to check all of that out. Yeah. All right, so I know I jump all over the place here, as I tend to do. But let's get into a bit of an update from last week regarding Ric Flair's health and everything going on with that. Melinda Morris-Zanoni, Ric Flair's career manager over there at Legacy Talent, sent out a tweet last Saturday afternoon updating everyone on Flair's condition, tweeting, quote, "Happy to report that the Nature Boy is awake, communicating, and progressing, but there are complications, so he needs rest for the first time in 40 years.
60-minute man. Woo!
And speaking of that, he did cut she also said he cut a promo on a nurse yesterday, so anyone that knows Flair knows that's a very, very good sign. Adding the wink face.
The fact that I just wanted to see, I want to hear what he cut.
You just want to hear what the promo was?
Yes, I don't care how good it is. I just want to hear it because it's Flair, and I'm sort of hoping he is a bit like drowsy from the anesthetic, because I just want to hear what's going to come out of his face. That would be hysterical.
Fair enough. She also adds, on behalf of Ric Flair, thank you for the outpouring of prayers and well wishes, although the offers for a kidney seemed a little excessive. The man outlived a plane crash and being struck by lightning.
He outlived twice. He got struck by lightning?
Yeah.
Holy crap. He and Shane McMahon, it's like, knock on wood, they're unkillable.
Absolutely. The man outlived a plane crash and being struck by lightning. He is a survivor, grateful for all the love and respect sent Flair's way.
Funny story about the Flair, because he survived too, and there was a story that they were on like a turbulence. It was like a extremely bumpy plane ride, and Big Show was telling a story about Paul Heyman. They landed, and like everybody was just so thankful to be on the ground. And Paul Heyman said like something along the lines of, this opinion might change, but if I ever see Vince McMahon, I'm gonna call him something very disparaging. And we were all looking at Paul like, Vince could tear you in half with one hand. I wouldn't do that. And Ric Flair, of all people, comes up to me afterwards and goes, "Brother, that was the worst plane ride I've ever been on." It's like, yeah, wait, hold on a second. You crashed too. What are you talking about?
Oh,
the
man.
plane ride from hell. Oh.
Which has just grown in legend over the years.
We were fortunate enough to hear good old JR's side of the story with that, though.
Very true.
Yes.
Yeah, that episode's up on the YouTube as well. From
well, not that episode. It was at the Rumble where he was.
Yeah,
Rumble,
okay.
Yeah.
I forget if he had talked about it on our show with the 2 interviews or not.
Yeah, it was fantastic though. Just the best the words you never want to hear. It's the Nate.
That's right. Oh my gosh.
Hey, it works half the time.
Oh, that's
that story too. That was a great
wasn't,
one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that wasn't the plane ride, but yes, the
it was a limousine ride,
which Flair is known to do. And for purposes of remaining on the air, we can't tell the rest of that story. Doggone it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't even know how I could clean that up.
We'll tell you during the break. Well, not you. Fearon and I will talk about it during the break. I know.
Moving on, Charlotte Flair providing an update as well on Sunday, saying, after an incredibly hard week, my dad is getting better. There's still a long road to go, and he's not out of the woods just yet, but I wanted to again thank everyone for their support on behalf of myself and my family. My dad has given his life to sports entertainment to everyone competing tonight, referring to SummerSlam. You know he'd be backstage watching if he could. Give it a little extra flair for him tonight. Woo! Woo! And with the way my throat's feeling, I don't know how I was able to do that.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to some not-so-good news, unfortunately. Some injuries. Yes, it was announced at Thursday's NXT television taping that Asuka has relinquished the NXT Women's Championship. Sad face. Or no face in the case of Lucas. Or meh face, I don't know.
No, it's sad that she had to relinquish the title.
Yeah, WWE.com stating the Empress of Tomorrow looks to her future for new opportunities in WWE, though no specific details are known at this time. It was also announced earlier this week that Asuka suffered a broken collarbone during her NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 match with Ember Moon, necessitating the relinquishing of the title. And as if the injuries weren't a-flowing enough, WWE announcing that Big Cass appears to have suffered a torn ACL that will require surgery. Ugh. And thankfully you can teach that to the surgeons.
Yeah.
Dr. Chris Robinson telling WWE.com, quote, "It looks like he has an ACL tear, possibly a medial meniscus tear, but we're going to wait for the radiologist to evaluate the MRI and give us their full report." End quote. The story notes that recovery time from ACL surgery is roughly 9 months. So that would put it, that'd put him past WrestleMania.
What about for, how long was Rollins out? Was he out for about 9 months, or was it like...
I think it was a little sooner. But still, I mean, let's say he has the surgery even this coming week. I mean, you're talking the beginning of September. So, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June... Yeah, you're not looking until, next July.
Jeez.
Yeah. Maybe June, but that's still... that might put him in, the Money in the Bank running, maybe.
Maybe, but...
But still,
would he be in a Money
I was
in
gonna
the
say,
Bank
would he
match?
want to? Yeah, I don't know if you'd want to put him in a Money in the Bank.
Well, not
match
even would you want to
coming
put him. Could you see him in a Money in the Bank match?
There have been quite a few people in Money in the Bank matches that I don't know if we could see being in a Money in the Bank
Oh
match.
yeah, no, good point. Fair enough.
So who knows? Cass suffered the injury while taking an over-the-top rope bump during his match against Enzo this past Monday on Raw. Cass tried to continue, but his knee gave out as he was running the ropes for the Empire Elbow finisher, and the match was called off. Unfortunate.
Enzo showed up on 205 Live afterwards.
Yeah, how about that?
How you doing?
How you doing, indeed.
And which was what he, I'm assuming he tried to say to the current champion, Neville.
That should be interesting if it, if it goes in that direction.
I'm really hoping that, I'm really hoping he has some stuff up his sleeve, Enzo, in terms of more than, because he can cut a hell of a promo. I'm really hoping he can surprise us with what he can do in the ring.
Yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to it as well. All right, so I was gonna say we're about that time to take our second time out here. We got a lot more to get into on the other side, including some political aspirations for a former WWE and TNA competitor, also a television agreement for the Caribbean with WWE. Also, some sad news for someone close to a WWE women's wrestler. And also that aforementioned main event for the upcoming No Mercy pay-per-view. We'll tell you what that is. And a possible dream fight that may not be as likely now, thanks to some other things. We'll just put it that way. And on the bright side, we'll give you something to raise your glass to on the other side.
I see.
All that and more. But speaking of raising glasses, things are getting spicy over at the Broken Goblet Brewery.
Double whammy, what a segue.
1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. It's not my first rodeo there, kid. First, from now until 2 o'clock, Bloody Mary flights. Those can definitely get spicy, especially the 3-pepper one. And tonight brings the return of Kinky Quizzo. No comment from Twitch on that at all.
I've never been able to play Quizzo, or I've never played it before.
Yeah, true. If anything, you'd go just to learn a few things. Wow. Yeah. And coming up Saturday, September 23rd, the Broken Goblet teams up with the Bucks County Speedsters for the first ever beer mile in Lower Bucks County, where it's 4 quarter-mile runs with a full pint of beer in between each. Sounds easy, right? Think again. Plus, Sunday, October 22nd is another round of yoga and flights. Tickets go quickly for that. Only 25 spots available. $15 for a 1-hour yoga class and a flight of the Broken Goblet's brews. Plus, it's been announced, due to the Goblet's pending relocation, yeah, that's right, Hoppy Halloween 4 is postponed. Oh, no! Yeah, I didn't have the drop ready, so I did it live. Bleep it. But in its place, Hallow Weekends, featuring everything in October from a homebrew event, pumpkin carving, live bands, the Freak Show Costume and Entertainer Show. No, not Big Papa Pump, sorry. How funny would that be, though, the Freak Show at the Broken Goblet?
They say not all beers are created equal.
Oh,
or no, they say all beers are created equal. When you look at Miller Lite, and you look at not the Gumdrop Buttons, you know that's not true.
There you go. That's not bad for.
I had to remember.
You had to remember one of the names of them. Maybe if you paid more attention during the read.
Whoa, controversial.
Hey Colt, how you doing? Plus, there'll also be trick or treating.
Don't give yourself too much credit there. Come on.
There'll be trick or treating and a whole bunch more. Plus, charity themed events for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Just a few reasons why it's always a good time at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Broken Goblet Brewing, the semi-official brewery of Pro Wrestling Weekly. Please enjoy responsibly. Coming back with more stuff right after this here on Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Hi, this is Governor Tom Wolf. Thousands of families across Pennsylvania have been affected by the opioid epidemic. Together, we can fight this disease. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, help is available. Visit pa.gov/opioids for resources and information on substance abuse. For treatment options, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Brought to you by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Tom Wolf, Governor. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Thousands of families affected by disasters, like the recent flooding, urgently need support. You can help the American Red Cross provide warm meals, shelter, and hope to families when they need it most. Please donate today to Red Cross Disaster Relief to help people affected by disasters, big and small. Go to redcross.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS today. Your support is critical. We can't do it without you.
All commentators heard on WBCB express their own views. Their opinions are not necessarily those of others on WBCB, including the staff and management.
Hi, Tom Mellon from Team Toyota. Remember to listen to our show, Let's Go Places with Tommy Toyota, live here on 1490 WBCB, dedicated to our local hometown veterans, policemen, and firemen. Call me anytime for an appointment at 215-768-6505. That's 215-768-6505 for your exclusively discounted vehicle selection, and $50 will be donated in your honor to our specially selected charities. Stop by and see me, Tommy Toyota, at Team Toyota, Business Route 1, Langhorne.
Elegant ambiance, sophisticated decor, award-winning Italian cuisine and wine. Davio's Northern Italian Steakhouse. Located in the historic Provident Bank Building in Center City, Davio's is a Best of Philly Award winner. Executive Chef David Boyle creates seasonal dishes as well as signature favorites such as the Davio's Natural Prime Brand Beef Steaks, award-winning veal porterhouse, fresh seafood, and handmade pastas. Davio's, 111 South 17th Street in Philadelphia.
Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, August 26. On this date in 1991, the WWF held its SummerSlam pay-per-view. In the main event, Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior defeated Colonel Mustafa, General Adnan, and Sergeant Slaughter in a handicap tag team match with Sid Justice as special guest referee. On this date in 1998, WCW Thunder aired live from Peoria, Illinois. In the main event, Diamond Dallas Page defeated Stevie Ray by disqualification. On this date in 2002, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from New York City. In the main event, Triple H pinned The Undertaker. On this date in 2007, WWE held its SummerSlam pay-per-view. In the main event, John Cena pinned Randy Orton to retain the WWE Championship. This has been Today in Wrestling History, August 26. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Alongside Lucas DeSangro, I'm Fearon Derry. We're talking wrestling. That's what we do.
Yes.
It's good times. We've got things to talk about, including...
Oh, do tell.
Yes. Former WWE and TNA wrestler Matt Morgan has announced... You're right over there.
Tourette's.
Ah, yes. That one was very audible, though. It was like the like Hanna-Barbera double take without the high-pitched sound. Like that, you just had that face going with you.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
What are they saying? Matt Morgan, yes, announced his campaign. I'm just such squirrel. Oh my gosh. Matt Morgan has announced his
reversal Batman.
Yeah. Matt Morgan announcing his campaign for Longwood City Commissioner, District 4 in Seminole, Florida. Morgan stating, quote, "As a candidate for Longwood City Commissioner, I'm committed to build upon Longwood's rich history. I have never been the type to sit back and armchair quarterback or just complain about things. I'm the type that goes out and gets things done. I feel it's my duty to step up and finally start doing what needs to be done here for my fellow neighbors in this beautiful city." Following his wrestling career, Matt challenged himself to continue to be a positive influence on the people around him, as he's currently a spokesperson for Children and Adults with Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, or CHAD, as well as the Drug Abuse Resistance Program, known as DARE. 8 years ago, Matt Morgan settled in Seminole County with his wife Larissa and their 3-year-old son Jackson, and best of luck to him in his bid for office. He ended up finishing his brief run with Impact Wrestling a while back because of his full-time job that prevented him from working weeknights for the company. Interesting.
What does he do now for a full-time job?
I don't know. I didn't want to know that bad. Let's hopefully, I guess for him, it'll be commissioner soon. So
True. Commissioner Morgan. Hopefully.
I was going to say, don't. If you're going where I think you were going with that, don't.
What, a Batman reference?
Yeah.
I wasn't, because
Okay,
his
good.
last name isn't Gordon, so...
It had a similar sound.
Yes, it did, but it's not enough to make
the you from 3 years ago would have leapt at that.
I was contemplating whether or not I should leap at it, but I just decided not to. I'm too tired.
You're too tired to. Fair enough.
To make the extra effort for a joke that's going to bomb anyway, so...
That's right. He can be taught.
Note the time.
All right. Also, well, Paige, we found out with Paige, she won't be charged with domestic violence stemming from her incident with Alberto El Patron at the Orlando International Airport last month. El Patron was initially being investigated for domestic violence charges, but he was cleared. The Orlando police recommended that charges be filed against Paige, but she's also in the clear.
Cool.
Cool story, bro. Tell me another. Is that
No, it's more just like, just
enough already?
just get a divorce or don't. I just don't. Stop ending up in the news and stop causing trouble. You kids, stay out of trouble.
Oh, man. Also, WWE and Flow One, they're not staying out of trouble. Flow One is the Caribbean's go-to channel for leading local, regional, and global content. Announced a multi-year agreement to televise Raw and SmackDown Live starting this Monday, August 28th. Flow One will now be the exclusive English language home, easy for me to say, of WWE in the Caribbean. And additionally, Flow 1 will air WWE Experience, a 1-hour weekly WWE highlights show on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, as well as This Week in WWE, a 30-minute weekly highlights show on Sundays at 10 p.m. Eastern.
See, if we could just get one of those highlight shows for people who weren't able to catch Raw or SmackDown, that would be awesome. Of like, especially towards like a pay-per-view, like SummerSlam, if there could just be like here's what you need, here's all the stuff you need to see before you watch SummerSlam to get you even more invested in it.
Mm-hmm. Here's why you should care about these things.
Yeah.
Or if you missed, here's why you should care more.
Yeah, and it's like even have those like awesome, amazingly done Kevin Dunn video packages to hype that up, but not the ones that you play before the matches. Like yeah.
Fair enough. Also, we've been teasing it throughout the hour, but WWE announcing Brock Lesnar against Braun Strowman for the WWE Universal Championship, and that's going to be the main event for No Mercy, which will be held September 24th in Los Angeles, California at the Staples Center.
Wow.
Another big man battle.
Yeah.
And should be a goodie. One thing that could have been a goodie involving Brock Lesnar, but looks like it may not now, is the potential Jon Jones Brock Lesnar battle. The reason being, Jon Jones tested positive for the anabolic steroid Turinabol and could be stripped of the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship, according to TMZ. The title will likely be returned to Daniel Cormier, who was beaten by Jones at UFC 214 on July 29th. UFC confirming that Jones failed a USADA test with this statement on Tuesday. The UFC organization was notified today that the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, or USADA, has informed Jon Jones of a potential anti-doping policy violation stemming from an in-competition sample collected following his weigh-in on July 28, 2017. USADA, the independent administrator of the UFC anti-doping policy, will handle the results management and appropriate adjudication of this case involving Jones as it relates to the UFC anti-doping policy and future UFC participation. Under the UFC anti-doping policy, there is a full and fair legal process that is afforded to all athletes before any sanctions are imposed. The California State Athletic Commission also retains jurisdiction over this matter, as the sample collection was performed the day before Jones's bout at UFC 214 in Anaheim, California, and USADA will work to ensure that the Athletic Commission has the necessary information to determine its proper judgment of Jones's potential anti-doping violation. Additional information will be provided at the appropriate time as the process moves forward. Translation: we're working on the tests, wait and see.
It's just...
But here's why that puts that in jeopardy. Let's say the potential suspension and violation sticks. Jones could be banned up to 4 years due to the fact that it's his second USADA test failure.
I was going to say, isn't Lesnar suspended for a year for his match at UFC?
He still has
200?
5. If he wants to come out of retirement in UFC, he still has 5 months to serve on his USADA.
So that, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't even make sense to start hyping it now. It's not okay, to be fair, when did Mayweather and McGregor start hyping their match?
True. And that's right, that is tonight, isn't it?
I'm saying it was a couple months ago, right? It's not it's not like 5 months. That's a lot different. You know, I wouldn't be trying to hype a fight a year in advance because, or maybe I would. I don't know. I don't know what's going through the head of a lot of these promoters for boxing and UFC.
Well, a date hasn't been set, but it seems like, well, no, it would, if nothing else, be the rematch between you and I after that.
Well, that's wrestling. That's different.
That's a little different. Yeah, true. Well,
wrestling promoters usually have their stuff together for what they want to do, or bookers, or whatever.
Fair enough.
You call them.
I'll drink to that. Speaking of things to drink to, raise your glass to this one. Cody Rhodes is working with former SummerSlam opponent Stephen Amell in making wine. That's right. Amell created the Knocking Point Wine Club in 2012, which has over 6,000 members throughout the U.S., Canada, and the United Kingdom. Rhodes is collaborating with Amell to create 2 new wines, both with a significant connection to the wrestling industry. The first wine, Dream, is a sparkling white wine dedicated to the memory of his father, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. The second is a blood red wine named Nightmare, which captures Rhodes' drive and motivation to succeed in the bloodthirsty competitive world of professional wrestling.
Also, his name in Ring of Honor currently the American Nightmare, Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Which is awesome.
Rhodes saying of the two wines, quote, "I like to think that Nightmare tastes like Klingon blood wine." The original idea was
Bender's going to like that.
Yeah, exactly. The original idea was to create Nightmare, but once I heard I'd be working on 2 bottles, dream was a no-brainer. There is a personal quote from my father on the bottle that reads, "You can't be a beacon if your light don't shine." And it's such a nice touch. Of all my father's sayings, that is one he regularly told his grandchildren in the last few years of his life. So, good to see there. That's, some fun stuff from Cody Rhodes. And unfortunately, you have to be a member of the Knocking Point Wine Club to be able to get it. So, I don't know. We'll see if that happens at some point here.
Road trip.
Also, some other tidbits. John Cena rumored to be on the wish list for the Knight Rider movie based on the 80s television series. Cena has not been officially cast as cast in the Knight Rider film, but the ScreenRant.com story notes that Kevin Hart is also on the wish list to be the voice of Kit the car.
That's an interesting twist from whoever voiced him first time. I'm
Fair
open
enough.
to it.
Also,
I'm sure there are a lot of people on the internet who are not, but I'm not one of those people.
Fair enough. Nikki Bella has signed on to appear as a contestant on ABC's Dancing with the Stars television series, according to People.com. Yeah, you got
Quite interesting.
Something tells me you won't be watching that one.
No, it's I would probably watch that. My mother is very.
Yeah, Mama Twitch might, but
well, I mean, I'd watch it just because she's involved with wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, she's just not the kind of person I would figure would be going for Dancing with the Stars just yet. That's all I'm really going to say in terms of.
Fair enough. And so that way I had to make sure I don't miss what I promoted earlier. Dallas McCarver, the boyfriend of WWE wrestler Dana Brooke, died in his Florida home on Monday night. Brooke telling TMZ that it is believed that McCarver choked on food shortly after they spoke by phone. McCarver was a bodybuilder who finished 8th in the Mr. Olympia competition last year. Let's see, any other... one other quick hit to get to. WWE announcing Monday the signing of Lio Rush.
Damn.
Noting that he reported to the WWE Performance Center that day. The 22-year-old won the Ring of Honor Top Prospect Tournament last year. And the WWE acknowledging that, as well as the fact that he previously teamed with Patrick Clark, who was working in NXT as Velveteen Dream.
Yes.
Might a reunion be in the works?
Perhaps, but I don't know. If you're going to give... Well, Velveteen Dream has the Prince gimmick. What are you going to give Lio Rush? That's going to be quite the odd pairing.
Yeah, true. All right, so we've got just enough time with about 2 minutes left for...
birthdays!
Yes, we do. 4 plus a Brucey bonus.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. On this date in 1940, Donald Leroy LaFontaine was born. The voice actor known for recording over 5,000 film trailers, most of which start with, "In a world where..." Yeah. And who also recorded WWE's Don't Try This at Home PSA.
Torn
Yeah,
muscle.
torn leg. Yeah, torn leg. I forget the whole thing myself.
Bones,
Whatever you do,
dislocations,
please
separations.
don't try this at home. Anyway, he passed away in 2008 at the age of 68.
What did he die of?
I forget. On this date in 1965, Bobby Edward Duncombe Jr. was born. The ECW and WCW wrestler best known for being part of the faction the West Texas Rednecks, with their hit song Rap is Crap, died in 2000 at the age of 34 from an accidental drug overdose. Yeah, careful with those perks, kids.
And we ain't talking about Fallout.
Yeah. On this date in 1980, Macaulay Carson Culkin was born. The child actor best known from the movies Uncle Buck and the first 2 Home Alone movies, who also had an in-audience cameo at WrestleMania 7, as well as a backstage cameo on Monday Night Raw, August 17, 2009, during a Falls Count Anywhere match between Chavo Guerrero and Hornswoggle. They did the swinging paint cam bit from the movie, from the Home Alone movies. And then he just kind of popped out and said, "That's not funny."
Now I have to. I know what I'm looking up when I get home now.
Anyway, Macaulay
he was also in a backstage. Well, not backstage on TV, but he was. I think he was backstage at SummerSlam or Raw recently. There's like a photo of him and I think it was Becky Lynch.
Something like that. Anyway, he's 37 today. In this date in 1981, Peter Williams III was born. The 2-time X Division champion Petey Williams, the Canadian Destroyer, turns 36. And the Brucey bonus, Wayne Simmons of the Flyers, he turns 29 today.
Rocco's my brother's favorite player.
Yes. That's going to just about do it for us here. Teddy Faw's next with the Country Road Show, and until next week, play us out, Nutsy.
1 o'clock and all's well.
This is your station for Phillies baseball and Eagles football on 1490 WBC.